webcam here?
Yes. Hey guys. Welcome to the live show. Today we are going to be doing the X-Files movie from 1998. Right? 98? So yeah, that's exciting. I'm sure all of you have watched it because, you know, everyone loves the X-Files. Right? No? Okay.
Yeah. You definitely... Well, no, I would say before you watch the movie, you need to watch all 5 seasons of the X-Files before.
No, they made the movie to where any newcomer can come in. That was the point of that movie, was to bring in more viewers.
They did so much explaining?
Yes, they did a lot of explaining, but they also didn't make too convoluted of a story. So, okay, let me explain. Let me give you a little backstory. So I've seen the X-Files start to finish probably 3 or 4 times. I really enjoy the series. It's a good series to pass the time. I used to hate it as a child. It used to give me nightmares. I remember my dad watching it, you know, when the episode was still new and fresh back in the early 90s. Me being like
those
4 or 5.
Episodes are scary.
I used to get freaked out.
Teens?
They're
scary
all
monsters.
Home is the worst one for me. So yeah, growing up, I never got into it, but eventually I started loving horror, and I started loving like the outer space, you know, and government conspiracies, and you know, my mind just wanted to work and just go into a bunch of stuff when I was a teenager, and that's when I picked up on the X-Files. And this is probably
How did you watch it when you were a teenager? Just like reruns on the TV? Yeah.
So we were looking for a show one day, and I was like, "Hey, the X-Files is amazing. I bet you'd like it."
I think it was talking about like aliens. I was saying about my fascination with aliens. We're talking about like Bigfoot and aliens and stuff like that, and like conspiracies, and you were like, "Oh, you'd probably like the X-Files." So we started watching.
X-Files is baller.
God, when did we start? We started watching that after a couple months. It's been longer than a couple months.
It's been about
2 months.
It's been about 3 or 4 months. Been watching it.
No, because when did you?
At most 5 months. It can have been more than 5 months ago. We don't watch shows really fast, in case you guys are asking.
No, if I watch a show by myself, I'll watch it fast just because it's
same. Like you just watch it all the way
through.
But
we have to wait for each other. So like I won't ever turn on the X-Files if he's not home, and he won't turn it on if I'm not home.
So we maybe watch an episode a day if we're lucky. And so currently we're on season 6. So everything is still new and fresh to her, which is awesome. It's fun for me to watch through her eyes as a fresh viewer, you know, in that aspect. And so I got her to start watching, and this was before we even started doing the videos together with, you know, Late Night Spookies. Speaking of, shout out to our merch. We have merch now available. We have shirts, hoodies, leggings. Yeah, it's
clothing.
Yeah, it's clothing. So if I'm going to put a link in the description below to both. We have one for Late Night Spookies, our review, and one for just plain old DNGS. So just look out for that. And we're going to be getting ours in soon, so that's going to be cool. But back on topic. You know, it was really the X-Files that made her be like, because I was bugging her. I was like, "Hey, we should watch horror movies, and we should, you know, do all this stuff and do reviews." And it was the X-Files that kind of put her onto it, because the X-Files, believe it or not, holds up to today. Like, some of these episodes are freaking horror-tastic beyond belief.
They're scary as shit.
There's like I'm pretty good with all of them, especially because I've seen them so many times. It's one episode in particular in third or fourth season. It's like the first episode in that season, first or second. It's called Home. That episode, I can do a whole video on Late Night Spookies just on Home and how much it scares me to my core. It's not like the scared, like a little kid kind of scared. It's the nightmares and the cold sweats and how real it is. Because like a lot of the scary episodes on there are like horror movies where there's a monster that like Tombs or
Home. There's monsters. There's monsters in that episode.
do you want to do a video on Home or do you want to just talk about it now?
You just talk about it now.
So the monsters in Home are humans. They're inbred humans. And I don't know, I've always had a real big problem, I guess, growing up with like I don't want to say rednecks because they're not rednecks.
They're not redneck. They're not
hill folk.
You can't even like.
They're like what the hills have eyes kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't even really classify like a group of people into that because they're their own separate people.
Yeah,
they're not right. They're sick.
They're very sick. They're so inbred.
But they don't even realize what they're doing is gross.
Yeah, they're inbred from in the episode. They're inbred from the Civil War times. Like the family's just been,
reproducing with one another.
Each other. Yeah. And they're the monsters of the episode. And like the episode starts with like
but such a grimy episode.
Dead infant.
Yeah.
Getting buried in the mud.
And then Scully does an autopsy and she sees the baby first one. She's like, something's not right with this baby. It's got like all fucked up chromosomes and stuff.
Yeah, it's all jacked up. Yeah, that's the spoilers though. The monsters are the humans, and I don't care how many times I explain to you guys, if you have the same tortured soul I do, I guess, like horror movies don't really get to me. Like jump scares will get me here and there on a jump, like that's whatever. But for something to like shake my core and make me
cringe.
Yeah, it's more than cringe. It's like I want to throw up. Like I hate it.
It was a very distressing episode to watch.
I've seen that episode more than any other episode.
I didn't want to like touch you after that.
I don't want to do, and I can't get it out of my brain either. I watched that episode on repeat a couple of times after it came to Netflix the first time. Just because it freaks me out that bad that I want to get over that.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix before it came to Hulu.
Oh, X-Files was on Netflix?
Yeah, a couple of years back. And I still to this day can't get over it. So there's that. If you get a chance, if you want to get scared and you want to be grossed out and you want to hate the world and everyone who lives in it, go watch Home. It's considered the scariest thing to ever be put on TV, like national regular TV, like not HBO, not like regular old.
Yeah, we're not talking
Fox
like
Network.
Showtime here. Like,
No,
this
this is
just
regular
regular
cable.
TV.
So go check that out. But back on to our topic of the day. It's the X-Files movie, the original one. They made two. There's one that was made back in 2010, 2008. I don't remember. But we're not going to watch that yet. We're going to watch that when we catch up in the seasons because that's after season 10, but before season 11. So we're not going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about this one, the X-Files. So this movie was made as an in-between season 5 and 6 to get more viewers in. I think their viewer count was getting low, but they still have tons more story to come in. And I think it worked because they have 11 seasons, obviously. So a lot more people jumped on the bandwagon. This was made in 1998. So I'm sure most of our viewer base was kids or, teenagers, so they didn't care. I think they were shooting more for adults. This is set up exactly like an X-Files episode, and also a movie, which each episode's kind of like a mini movie in itself.
Yeah, which they mentioned that they wanted to make episodes that felt, or did you tell me that? Like all their episodes feel like you're watching a movie.
I think I told you that, and then we watched that episode.
Then we watched that episode, yeah.
Then they kind of said that. So this movie is it's basically everything that's in seasons 1 through 5 for the main storyline wrapped up in a little bow. You're missing a ton of details and a lot of stuff and a lot of drama and a lot of
just like little stories and like stuff they found through their investigations. But it explains it nicely.
Yeah, it explains it, and it doesn't do it too complicated or anything.
It starts off like in the very beginning with the black oil sort of thing.
And you understand what the black oil is. You don't have to guess. And if you're a longtime viewer and you haven't watched up to this point, it explains a lot too.
It gives you a lot of answers. That black oil is,
which is nice. Like for her, a lot of answers were given to her because of this movie.
Yeah, a lot of things that I've been like asking him about. He's like, I'm trying to explain them in my mind, and they're not making sense. But when they did that behind the scenes thing, and the actor that plays Fox said David.
By the way, it's funny that we're making this episode. It's kind of by coincidence.
Yeah, we didn't. I was scrolling on Twitter after we finished, and Gillian Anderson, she's the actress that plays Scully, was trending. And I was like, oh, it's her birthday today, and Happy 2 days ago it was David Duchovny's birthday.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool that we watched the X-Files movie on her birthday.
So it's kind of cool. Yeah, this is like the X-Files month. So.
Yeah,
happy birthday, X-Files! You know, happy birthday, X-Files. So yeah, there's that. We had David Duchovny go on.
He meant like explain this black oil thing as being an alien, which I had never thought of before. I don't know why, but like made it click in my mind that this substance is alien. Because I was thinking of them as like I thought it was like a virus, a bacteria, which they were calling it a virus, but I just never thought of it as
the black cancer,
as from the aliens. I thought it was like something that the aliens had made and they were putting it on humans, but it's like from them.
Okay, so the movie kind of explains this a little better. It gives you more of the step-by-step, and season 6 we've already come into, and we've watched a few of the episodes already. So the black oil, the black cancer, the black death, whatever you subscribe to, it's hinted that humans made it. It's hinted that aliens made it. It's hinted at a lot of things. And everyone's trying to find a cure. And everyone's trying, throughout seasons 1 through 5. And
but isn't because then they were the British guy was talking, like the guy from England, saying that the aliens were coming back. And they were supposed to be in some sort of agreement, but now he thinks that they're just trying to colonize here because that virus uses recolonize because they were here before us.
Mm-hmm.
That virus.
So we're gonna explain, as I explained to her. You guys are also gonna get the explanation. We ask the question that you want to ask, because I see you trying to piece it together in your head. You want me to explain what the black oil is? Because
it's almost like this movie would have been easier to watch as an outsider. But I feel like I've watched so many episodes, and I have so many questions, and then this added more questions.
Well, the movie did wrap up that for you in a nice bow, but you kind of had to piece it together what the bow was. So you want me to explain what the oil is?
So the oil, like it's like gestating, like aliens, like it's like a premature version of it. And it uses the human as a host.
So the aliens, right? The little green men. Hey, we got another. Hey, what's going on, Jeremy? Hi. Welcome. We're talking the X-Files movie, in case you missed any of it. She's sitting here trying to piece together what the black oil is. This is the X-Files movie from '98. But let me tell you. So. The little green people, or the little gray people, because they're gray, not green. That was explained in the season.
Yes.
Little green people. Okay, cool. Got you caught up. So the little gray men, the aliens, the main aliens in the movie, in the TV show, and the whole story, right? Not the bounty hunters, not.
Well, because I'm getting them
There's
confused.
tons of aliens.
I'm getting them confused with the bounty hunter people, like the face-changing people.
Those are rebels.
What do you mean those are rebels? I don't understand.
Different aliens.
Those are different aliens.
Yes. So the little gray aliens, they were here on planet Earth.
Those are the OG aliens.
Yes, they were here on planet Earth before us. That's why the movie starts way 30,000 BC.
35,000.
35,000 BC. Way long time ago. There's still cave people walking around.
It's the Ice Age.
Which, science has changed since then. But, yes, the Ice Age. So you saw the alien attack the caveman, right?
And the black oil seeped.
After he killed the alien, right?
That's how they live on.
Okay, so the black oil is the life force of the alien. It is a almost proto-bacteria that
it's like the core of the alien.
Think of it as it's like the core of the alien.
Like, am I thinking
and as soon as it goes into a living being,
almost like it's reproductive organs, like a sperm and an egg.
Yeah,
essentially combined
with sentient thought.
But it needs a host.
It also has sentient thought. It does need a host. It's like a parasite bacteria that needs a host to gestate, to reproduce, to make another living being creation of the alien. Now, those aliens with the claws that gestate and come out of you after you give birth, that's the infant version of the little grays. After they mature and all that falls off of them. They no longer need their claws. Their brain has developed, and they become the little gray aliens. That's the adult version
of the little gray people that they've shown us before.
Yeah. So that's their life cycle so far that we know of.
Oh.
Is the black ooze to the monster alien, with the claws that can extend out and rip you apart.
Yeah, that rip apart the people, yeah.
And then when they mature and their brain grows, they turn to grays.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, and humans have been trying to find a cure for that because up until this point, all of humanity has been enslaved to them. So the government's they're the bad guys, but they're also
trying to keep us
safe by not telling anyone about it.
So that we don't freak out, essentially?
Yes, because we're just hosts to the alien to make more aliens.
Oh, okay. That just clicked. Oh.
Does that make sense now? Because
that's what you mean.
That's why we have alien DNA inside of us. Remember when Scully found the DNA?
And then it's active in that brain kid. And that's why he can communicate.
Yes.
Because we all have it inside of us.
Except he has it more.
He has it more.
Yes. And that's why he's telekinetic.
So that's what you mean when we say enslaved. So, we've been thinking that...
We are literally just hosts to aliens to make more aliens. So we've been
trying to find a vaccine against this. Is that
the secret government, the world government, has been trying to find a vaccine to kill it. And they finally made one. And the first time it was tested was with Mulder saving Scully in the movie. That's the first time it was tested. It shut down everything. It got into the tubes. We injected her.
Yeah.
It got into the tube that was in her throat, in her stomach. It got right into the alien ship, crashed the system.
Yeah.
So now you understand a little more?
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions? So it's like, this is not a drill. No, this is not a drill. Wait, what? Is that a movie? You'll just answer me, right? This is not a drill a movie? Wait for him to answer. But go on, what was your question? While he's in?
I don't know.
No. Or is that just a statement in general? That was just a statement, huh?
Like, this is not a drill.
This is not a drill. What do you mean? I think I had it right the first time. Like, no, this isn't a drill. This is actually happening.
It's a statement.
Yeah, like these aliens are coming, and we're the host. We're like, we aren't.
When you said the government was hiding the truth.
The government is hiding the truth, and you don't trust anyone because they will kill the first person.
Yeah, I trust no one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like this government behind the government,
the
secret government, like the Men in Black essentially
Exactly.
know all of this information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so they're the bad guys because half the government is so scared of the aliens that they're like, we can't fight them, and the other half is like, we need to fight them. See what I mean? And CSM, the cigarette smoking man, he's in the middle of both of them. So that's why when the actor said, I think he's the good guy in the story, remember? And they were making that a joke?
Yeah.
He wasn't lying.
Yeah, because it's made out for him to seem like the bad guy, but the more information you get, you're like, oh, they're really trying to cover up something that's like
much bigger
than just like little green men, like Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except whereas the Illuminati is said to be evil, it's almost desperate instead of what's the word? Vicarious? No. The evil word.
Malicious? Malevolent?
No. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's almost out of sheer desperation. Yeah, like
hiding everything.
It's fear that runs them rather than
because
they
know what this truth is, and it's not something that's
it's like
it's a lot more complex than
I don't know if you caught on to that, but in the episode where they're giving CSM's backstory, he's the one who killed JFK. He killed JFK for the information JFK knew, because JFK was gonna start a war because he knew too much information. So from that point forward, after he killed JFK, none of the presidents forward
know about this
agency or anything that's happening. They work above the government.
Yeah, which is like it's kind of scary because
it's real.
Yeah,
like stuff like that actually happens.
Yeah.
We're gonna get censored.
I know the government. That government we're talking about.
We're talking X-Files. Yeah, this is all X-Files.
Gillian Anderson.
She's gonna be like, "Stay away from me! I know too much." But yeah, so what's our first point on our story arc circle? This is our story. Dan Harmon's got a story circle. We've got this page list. It's a list page. What is it?
I mean, it was a joke, but
no, yeah, we're gonna skip that because left.
What was good?
Oh, first impression of the movie. What did you think about it?
I mean, I really thoroughly enjoyed the X-Files.
You think someone who is not into the X-Files would like this? Like someone who's never watched it?
It definitely is it's intriguing. Like that first, the intro, where it introduces you to like this black cancer and the alien. Like that would, if I saw that on TV, I would like sit down and start watching it.
Okay.
So I thought it was good.
Yeah. So.
But that's very biased.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the middle of season 6. I think is very good. This is coming from someone who's seen the X-Files over and over and over, and I've never watched this movie. I've never watched it. I never had the opportunity. I never had a way of doing it. Yeah. So I think it was very good. I think you could give this to any person who doesn't even know what the X-Files is, and say, hey, watch this, let me know what you think. And they'd be like, yeah, it was a pretty good movie about aliens. And like, well, there's a TV show and you should watch it. And they're like, wow, like it gets a lot crazier, I will tell you that, than what you already know and what you've already put together.
The storyline is like
storyline's complicated.
It's very complicated.
But yeah, so that's the first impression of the movie. It was good even as a standalone movie. What's the next one? You want me to hold that?
No,
sure. What is it?
Key things that make it
horror-tastic. This movie, I feel, is very horror-tastic. I feel it fits very good in this genre. I feel like, and this is the reason why I want to do it. So, yeah, the theme song that, you know that, yeah, I can never sing it. That theme song was actually made on accident. And that accident turned into one of the most recognized theme songs ever. He just kind of hit his keyboard in frustration. And either way, just to let you know, that's a fun fact. Yeah, I feel like this is very horror-tastic, and this is the reason why I wanted to do it and do Late Night Spookies for it. Because I feel like this is what horror, even if it's 90s and it's old and it's more action than horror. I feel like this is what horror, this is scarier than some of the movies we've already reviewed.
Yeah.
The meme. So that's just my opinion. It has the the suspense and the jump scares and the monsters, and it has all that stuff to me that make it horror-tastic.
Yeah.
Would you? So you also consider it horror-tastic?
I think the X-Files is very scary.
Oh, the series itself is scary.
That's why I won't watch it. That's another reason why I won't watch it. By myself. I'm
one,
waiting for you, and two, it's too scary. The times that you've gone to sleep and I'm still watching it, I'm like, oh my god, it's scary.
How am I doing this? What's the next one?
The next one. Wrong about it?
Oh, what was wrong about it? I feel like some of it, yes, it is. It is scary. I feel like some of it is the most scary characters of X-Files. Chuckle Teeth? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Mr. Chuckle Teeth. That already sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, I might have to look this one up. Well, go ahead. Tell. What did you think was wrong with it?
Nothing. The ending was I didn't know that it was gonna.
Oh, the dummy? Was that? That's not X-Files, is it? It is.
Ew, that's an X-Files episode?
I couldn't remember I saw this. Yeah, that's X-Files.
Mr. Chuckle Teeth.
Oh, wow. 2016. Oh, that's from the later episodes. Yep. She hasn't seen that yet. So I'm not going to let her read that. I don't even mind the ending. X-Files does that to you. They give you cliffhangers constantly.
I didn't think anything was wrong with it.
I just feel like some of the parts where they give you information, if you don't currently know it, some of it is just going to be a little confusing, but they did the best they could, to be honest. They give you a ton of information, and they don't make it complicated and convoluted.
They kind of just do an info dump, and they're figure it out. Yeah.
They do a couple of them, and
I feel
they could have spread out the info dumps maybe a little more.
Well, maybe when you watch season 6, we watched the beginning of season 6 and explained it, but the part with the Mr. Chuckletooth kinship of wolf.
Don't tell her.
You ruin that episode for me.
She won't remember. It's okay.
I have the memory of an elephant. The part with the corn and the bees, if nobody knows the backstory with the bees, how many times they've mentioned bees.
No, don't worry about it. Yeah, the writer has some obsession with bees. He said he brought it together the aliens are colonizing Earths, and that's what bees do. They colonize. They have these colonies, and they make hives.
Yeah, it was kind of a riddle, riddle with the bees. What's the significance of the bees?
Could have done that with any bug that colonizes, like ants, something. But he loves bees, and who can blame him? I mean, they say if all the bees are gone in the world dies.
Yeah.
So
why did the bees need the virus?
They don't need the virus. They spread the virus.
Why do they want to spread it though?
They don't want to. The bees don't do anything but work. That's all bees do.
Why do the bees have the virus? To spread it?
From the crops.
Why? What is their purpose? And
to see if a life form can hold it and then also be used as a vessel to spread it.
Oh.
So if they ever want to release the virus, because like I said, half the government is working with the aliens to colonize Earth. The other half is trying to form a resistance to fight them. And the dark organization government is on the cusp of not knowing which side they're on.
And then getting the vaccine and everything.
Yeah, so they've made a vaccine just in case they want to fight the aliens.
Wouldn't like, because then it would start a war.
It would start a massive war, and that's what they're scared of. They're scared of war.
So basically, like down Antarctica, where like Scully was, that's just like enslaved.
That was just a ship.
An alien ship?
That's all that was one alien ship. Where they were doing tests. So
like people are enslaved there, like creating these.
Yes, you didn't see all the aliens.
I did. I'm just talking it out because it was a lot. It was a lot of like info at once.
A lot of those people were already dead, and not all of those people. Well, all of them were test subjects to see how it would work. Is this making sense?
Yeah, they're all test subjects.
All right. Yeah, kind of like Area 51, except run by aliens instead of humans. Area 51 in the show is...
Because when you explain
is different.
Yeah, because I was like, when the ship...
Area 51 in the show is the human version of that to try to make the vaccine to fight the aliens. So that's why they don't want anyone in Area 51, because if too many people know about it, then the aliens will find out that we're trying to fight them. So they give you all this fake stuff to tell you what's in Area 51 to spread it with all the people who've been abducted and everything. So the story's massive. Like,
yeah, we need like a
diagram. So the government has all these fake people that they've abducted to make you believe in the fake stories.
Like fake experiments. And
then they have the real people that the aliens abduct, so that, stories are covered and like plausible deniability across the board. So you can't believe the real ones along with the fake ones. And it's just ridiculous. And there's humans dressed as aliens and they have their own fake spaceships. So there's a huge plot. Yeah, I know. They're going to be knocking on our door soon. This is X-Files, you guys.
All X-Files.
Smile for the camera.
We got this all from Chris Carter.
Just smile for the camera. It's X-Files. I think they bought it.
The FBI agent on your webcam right now is like...
Shit! Erase! But yeah, so it's a huge convoluted story.
It's a lot of brain power.
It takes a lot
to watch the show.
It takes a lot of knowing what the fuck is happening. Yeah. So what's our next one? It's favorite scene or something.
Favorite characters.
Oh, favorite characters, obviously Mulder and Scully. Like, let's say other than Mulder and Scully, who did you enjoy in the movie?
Skinner? Who else was in that thing?
No, I'm saying like their acting or what they've done. Like, even if it was some like random side character. Mine was the British dude, like the British version of CSM.
Yeah, because you don't really know. Did he kill himself? Was that suicide or was that...
He's dead.
Suicide.
He's dead. He was my favorite character in the episode. I've always liked him throughout the series. He's like the good version of CSM.
Yeah, he's like a more...
But he's also more evil at the same time because he's more thought. Like, CSM is more of the brute. Like, don't get me wrong, he's smart and he's
I feel like this
very
guy is
thoughtive.
very cynical.
Kind of. Like, okay, so if I'd explain like D&D, like CSM would be like the barbarian, but with like an intelligence of like 16. Whereas the British CSM is like a wizard with a maxed out intelligence.
Yeah, I guess
you know
like
what I mean?
a wizard. You never really see him kill people.
No.
either.
And CSM makes the comment like, well, you've never been okay with, killing people.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
like,
not okay with doing it.
no, he has more of a heart, you know?
Mhm.
So because
That's why
of
he
that,
gave Mulder the vaccine.
yeah, to save Scully. Because of that, it gets him in a lot of trouble. What was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene,
There's a lot of
honestly
good ones.
I didn't realize, I didn't even think that like with the cornfields and those big domes that it would be bees.
Really?
I forgot about the bees. I always forget about the bees.
You always forget about
I
these.
always forget about the bees. And I'm like, they'll bring it up and I'm like, what's the bees?
It's always the bees.
So when I realized that when the vents opened, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be bees. It was bees.
Run!
Or maybe when they almost kissed. I was very excited for that when the bee stung her. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait to watch that. Yeah, I'm just pulling this up so I can look at the fun facts, see if there's any, because like we've given a bunch of fun facts already throughout this, but a little more can never hurt. Trivia. My favorite scene was the opening scene. To be honest, I know it's kind of cheesy. You have your caveman.
yeah, I was gonna say that too. Yeah.
But I think they did it really well with the indigenous person fighting the alien at the very opening of the movie.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
That was, it was very cinematic.
To just think like, oh, like the aliens were here before us.
Yeah,
they've been here a long time.
Like the caveman obviously already knew about them. Like he wasn't scared of them. It was just like another beast that he's seen before and fought before, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like you got that feeling. Like the aliens have been here. Oh wow. So we're doing fun facts. This one's cool. 3,000 bees were used for that sequence inside the bee dome. 3,000 bees. He loves his bees, don't he?
Oh, I'm kidding.
She here?
She went out.
Oh, bye, Mama. There's so many, though. He's a huge fan of the show and readily accepted the tiny role of the bartender just to be involved with the bartender in the show. She loved the show, I guess. That's awesome. The opening X-Files credits had to be different from the TV show's version for legal reasons. Makes sense. Bees was used, albeit minus the special effects bees. The Antarctic scenes were shot outside of Whistler in BC, British Columbia. Huh. We do have an Instagram. There's not a lot of pictures on it yet.
I don't think there's any. I put up a picture and then I don't know why, but Instagram took it down and just thought it was like spam because I don't have any followers. So if you want to be the first follower,
go follow us. We also have a Twitter. I think we only have like 2 followers on Twitter. But yeah, both are Dirty Nerdy Geek Squad. One of them is a 2, right?
That's not the one.
What's their Twitter's handle? Is it Dirty Nerdy Geek Squad 2? Here, I have it in my. No, you don't have to do it. I have it already in my.
I got it. It doesn't take long to log in. Oh, no. What is this?
I have a bunch of random shit.
How would you find this?
Dirty Nerdy Geek 2 is what it is for the Twitter. Dirty Nerdy Geek 2. We have 2 followers. And what's the Instagram? What's the Instagram?
Hold on, let's log in.
It's just Dirty Nerdy Geek Squad?
Dirty Nerdy Geek Squad _.
Cool.
There's nothing. I'll have to add some stuff.
I need to take some pictures.
Yeah.
All right. Was that it? Is it wrapping up? Oh, rating. What would you rate?
10? I was going to say 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 spooks? I would also rate it 5 out of 5. Cool, you got it? Cool. Yeah, I would rate it 5 out of 5 also. I love X-Files, and this movie really helped wrap up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's all we got for today. Got anything else?
I don't think so. I'm gonna add a profile picture to the Instagram.
Cool. Instagram.
The drawing kid. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We'll follow you right back. No problem. We tend to do that with everything. If you follow us on,
Look, her profile picture.
oh no, you can't do that. If you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, we tend to follow you right back. So, not a problem. We hope to hear from you soon, and thank you for joining us. We love you, squad. Please take care. Be safe out there.
Love my squad.
Yeah. Peace out. And